Nathan Wright hammers it deep left field. This ball is driven, and it is gone. Third homer of the year for Blake Wright. His 5th career home run, and they've all come against Visalia. Welcome to In the Den, your inside look at the Fresno Grizzlies. I'm Tim Slack, the broadcaster for the Grizzlies, and we were on the road this past week in Visalia at Valley Strong Ballpark, the final meeting in 2025 between the Rawhide and the Grizzlies, but plenty more second half action as Fresno closed the first half in Visalia and opened the second half on Friday night. We'll have plenty of look at highlights this week from a week in Visalia. Plus, we'll talk to the Grizzlies closer Nathan Blasick, who now leads all of minor league baseball with 12 saves. Talk to him about his background coming from the East Coast and the middle of America, different parts of the country that he's played in. But first, with a full slate of events on tap in the second half, 33 home games beginning tomorrow night at Chukchansi Park. The Grizzlies have a full slate of fun on tap. I'm going to catch up with Jonathan Bravo, the Director of Marketing for the Fresno Grizzlies, and talk about what you can expect in the second half. We've had a fantastic first half. Hard to believe we are just at the midway point, first homestand, starting tomorrow in the second half as the Grizzlies welcome in the Stockton Ports. So I welcome in the Director of Marketing, Jonathan Bravo, for the Fresno Grizzlies. And JB, hard to think about all the fun things we've already done. A lot on tap already.
Yeah, you know, it is crazy, right? You think that the season's already halfway done, at least the home schedule, but man, we're not slowing down, right? We've got some of your fan favorite promotions like 4th of July and Marvel Superhero Night, plus some new additions as well, and truly there's a ton of great reasons to come out to the ballpark during the second half.
Well, I think about all the things we already did in the first half, all the great guests we have. There's some great guests lined up, whether it's Happy Gilmore 2 and Shooter McGavin, Christopher McDonald's coming out, Wrestling Night and Mark Henry. What are some of the ones you're looking forward to the most?
Yeah, absolutely. Those two that you mentioned are just massive, right? You think about the world's strongest man as well as, you know, a superstar like Chris McDonald, right? Who's not only been in Happy Gilmore, he's in Happy Gilmore 2, which is coming out in just a few weeks. He's been in Hacks. The list goes on and on and on. So really excited to have those two individuals out here. You know, we've got a great list, right? We've got In My Grizzlies Era Night. We've got Marvel Superhero Night, which is always a fan favorite. We've got a comic book giveaway that evening as well. So again, the list just goes on and on. We just couldn't be more excited about the promotional calendar we have in the second half.
We'll talk about that a little bit. I mean, we've had 33 home games already. We have 33 more. And you look at some of those events. Yeah, there's some of those special appearances. But In My Grizzlies Era, a night to come out, enjoy music, and just be immersed in the ballpark.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, there's a couple of those this second half, right? You've got In My Grizzlies Era, which is, of course, a tribute to the worldwide phenomenon that is Taylor Swift, right? And we've had a lot of our fans really looking forward to that. It's our first time paying tribute to the, you know, cultural phenomenon. We've also got Emo Night coming up on Friday, which is another celebration about music. But there's really something for everyone, right? You start going down the list. You've got your Fresno State Night. You've got your, Princess Night. And, of course, 4th of July, right? Which is the number one on the promo calendar every year. I can't believe we're only a couple weeks away from that. It's right around the corner, actually, like a week and a half at this point. That's by far my favorite night every single year.
Well, perfect. I was going to say, you look at that, it kicks off a 9-game homestand as the Modesto Nuts come in for the final time, which makes that special and so cool that we'll be celebrating their final trip to Chukchansi Park with the best fireworks show of the season. But every Friday is still fireworks night. Every Thursday, still 1v1 food truck throwdown. So all those promotions that we started at the beginning of the year that you can take advantage of great deals based off the days of the week, you can still do that in the second half.
Yeah, well, and I think that's something that's really important to mention, right? Especially as we get into the summer months, things get a little bit warmer. That What a Deal Wednesday deal is one that it always takes off around this time of year. That includes your tickets to the game, couple other perks, but arguably most importantly, your Island Water Park tickets, right? So your chance to come out here, have a cool time at the ballpark, park and then go down to the water park. I know that's a fan favorite, especially amongst the families. You know, now that the kids are out of school, now that they have a chance to, you know, decide what they're doing for summer break, that What a Deal Wednesday deal is one you have to look out for.
Well, and summer movies coming out, I think people want to take advantage of some of those opportunities too.
Yeah, and that's that 2 for Tuesday deal. It includes 2 cinema tickets for their family days, and great opportunity, like you said, get out of the heat a little bit, enjoy a movie with the kids during the summer before you come out to the ballpark.
Well, you got to come out to the ballpark. Plenty of great opportunities we talked about this week. Emo night this weekend. Coming up on 4th of July as well. What underrated thing before we hit the back half of the season do you want to make sure people know about?
Underrated thing, I think right now, although we've talked about them a lot, those 1v1 food truck battles are still kind of slipping under the radar, and you can't sleep on them. Like, I know you personally have had a chance to try them. You've invited me very graciously to
I haven't got one right. I haven't picked the winner yet in the stadium, which is wild.
Thankfully, you still got half the schedule.
There you go.
But no, you got to come out to our Thursday 1v1 food truck battles. I know upcoming on Friday, we've got a pizza theme called Slice Supremacy. So that's going to be kind of fun, but you know, we always try and theme them out a little bit, so you got to come out to those for sure. And then, you know, that slate in August, right? We were just looking at our promotional calendar earlier today. That August slate, which includes that In My Grizzlies era, it includes your Marvel Night, Princess Night, Touch Your Truck, like the list goes on and on and on. You have to make sure you're here. Obviously 4th of July and Lowriders Day, but August is going to be absolutely fantastic.
You know, I tell you what, we've been on the road a fair amount and been some places that it's been really hot.
Sure.
All over the valley, all over California. But there's no better place to beat the heat than Chuck Chansey Park. Splash Park will be open. Still some dates in the pool. We talked about that with Emo last week. And then we got the Misters going around. There is no better place to stay out of the heat and beat it and enjoy a good baseball game.
Yeah, exactly. And, you know, I always try and add to that it come first pitch on those 6:50, 7:05 games, 95% of the seats are in the shade, if not more, right? The way this ballpark's built was absolutely fantastic. The sun sets behind home plate. So, you know, the vast majority of seats. I mean, even now, right? It's just about 2 o'clock and most of your Kodiak Club, to give a little bit of secret, you know, and the Kodiak Club is already shaded, right? So to think that if we were to have a game tonight, 3 hours still, plenty of chances for the shade to come over. Those seats cool down. Every single night here is really comfortable out at the ballpark.
You can't beat it here. I really feel like going around the places in California, there is no better park than here. And we have a great lineup of promotions and deals all set up for the second half. Hope you'll come out and join us. Jonathan Bravo.
Thank you so much.
JB, the Director of Marketing for the Fresno Grizzlies. We'll be right back with more In the Den. Welcome back to In the Den, and the Fresno Grizzlies on the road this week at Visalia. And during the week, Nathan Blasick took the lead in the minor leagues with his 12th save Friday night, locking down the first win of the second half. And I'm lucky enough to be joined by the Grizzlies closer right now. I've had a chance to talk to you in pregame, but when we say Grizzlies closer, I know it's in the minor leagues. I know you're just starting your professional career, but what does that role mean to you already early in your career?
I think early on, it's just getting good opportunities to go out there and throw and give our team a chance to win. But no, I like throwing in the pressure situations, and there's leverage innings.
Well, and I think that's a part of development, right? I've talked to your pitching coach, Jerry Sullivan, and he really does believe that learning those high-pressure situations early in your career, no matter what your role becomes along your professional journey, that's something that helps you learn to pitch. Do you feel like that has helped you grow already this year?
Definitely. I think being in those worst situations, that'll help you kind of throughout the rest of your career, kind of help build some confidence and then kind of build some courage for those tough times as well.
The toughest question I have for you is you've come on a couple of times this year in extra innings, especially in Stockton, especially with the automatic rudder. What is your process kind of entering those innings?
All depends on the score. First off, if I need to know if that run matters or not. If it's a tie ball game and he can't score, then yeah, you have to worry about him. You got to keep him at second for as long as you can, and then when if it gets to third, just kind of go for the punch outs and try to keep him on third.
Talk to me about your journey. Like I said, we've talked in pregame show before, but from Pennsylvania, from central Pennsylvania, you go down to school, West Virginia, and then you go to New Orleans. And going to different parts of the country, what parts of baseball did you pick up, and how did those regions kind of shape you?
So I think I've been lucky to meet some really good coaches and have some really good teammates. So I think kind of being at some different areas, different situations, they kind of helped me grow as a person and as a player. So I think, especially being down in New Orleans and getting the chance to get back on the mound, and I think that was actually a big point in my career, and I think it took a lot of faith for my coaches down there to kind of have that faith in me. So I feel I'm very grateful for that and appreciate them a lot.
You talked before about how that opportunity to come back to the mound. You were an infielder most of your life. Do you miss hitting, first of all?
I do. I do. I love hitting. I think squaring up a baseball is probably the best feeling in the world. But at the same time, I like pitching. I like competing. And I think this is where I belong.
Is the second best feeling then making sure you mess up guys who are trying to do it?
Yeah, seeing the swing and miss, or that's a pretty good feel, or feeling a good fastball rip off your fingers is a pretty good one as well.
Well, being a position player and then going back to the mound and being that, having that be such a big part of your baseball career, you look at your motion and your delivery, you're very athletic. You kind of have this drop and drive thing that we talk about. How much has that served you in your pro career?
I think it's served me very well. And so far, my arm has been able to stay healthy, but at the same time, I think just the being able to be athletic on the mound and throwing naturally has been something that has helped me be able to throw strikes and throw pretty hard as well.
But the velocity has been there. The movement, though, you're trained as an infielder to try and throw the ball straight.
I always struggled with that. that was the problem in the infield. It was a bigger problem when I tried to play the outfield, is couldn't throw a ball straight to save my life.
So who noticed that and said, hey, that's going to work on the mound?
I think a lot of people throughout my life have told me if I took pitching seriously or if I wanted to try it, that I'd be able to do it. And I just finally decided to listen.
Well, the Grizzlies are certainly happy. I think Rockies fans are going to be happy as they get to know you more. Talking about just the different regions that you're from and the influence on you. Now being in California for the first time, what has influenced you early in your pro career?
I think adjusting to the heat, playing from New Orleans, but coming out here to Arizona and California, being out here in the summer, it's been a little bit of an adjustment, but feels good on your body to like be out there in the heat every day. But no, I think coming out here, facing some good competition, facing like a different style of baseball than you see out east, and obviously the fans are nice, and it's good to explore a new part of the world.
Yeah, talk about that exploring. What have you been able to take in so far being on the West Coast?
Have gone to some national parks on the off days, but obviously we're at the field for a long time, but just try to just go on some hikes and do some things out in nature.
Any bucket list places that you've been able to check out?
Went to Yosemite, which was really nice, but I'm hoping to eventually get up to the Redwoods and explore some more of Northern California.
Well, I was going to say, I think growing up on the West Coast, that I know my family loves going to the East Coast and taking in a lot of the national parks. Has that been something that you picked up?
It's very different. Just the landscape and everything is a lot different out here, so it's just a cool experience to be able to go out there and see what there is.
So what are we talking? Hiking? I'm assuming not free soloing or anything.
No,
like that.
no.
You're not allowed to do that in the country.
No. No, just normal hiking, like up mountains, and then we'll have to go fishing as well.
Nice. I was going to say, I think relievers sometimes get that stereotype, right, of they're always looking for interesting hobbies.
Yes.
But hiking and kind of going through different national parks, has that been something you've had your whole life?
I've always liked to be outside. I grew up in a small town where the only thing there was to do is to go outside, so that's kind of where I like to be.
when you're outside, I talked to everybody about food. What has been the difference in cuisine for you since coming out?
There's a lot more Mexican places. There's a lot more like Hispanic food out here. Back home, there's a lot of like small town pizza shops and kind of Italian places. But now out here, it's a little bit more diverse. But I like the Southwest style and their tacos and everything out here.
Well, and you can't go wrong, right? You're always going to end up finding something different. Has there been anything that you have tried out here that you had never tried before?
The horchata.
There you go.
Yeah, they're like this.
It's delicious, right?
They're good. I like it a lot.
You get addicted to those really fast. This team, we were starting the second half this past weekend at Visalia. We're here in Visalia having this conversation. But this bullpen seems like it has gelled together. You've been at the back end of it, but you watch some guys, Luke Taggart came back last week. What has it been like to see him?
Yeah, so we've had a few older guys that have been able to come into the bullpen. We've been Carlos Flores and Cameron on those. We have full assignment, but having those guys in the bullpen, I think, has really helped us kind of see what it takes and to see guys that have had success. And I think that helped a lot of the first-year guys out a lot. And so we've been very lucky to have them.
I've talked to you about your uniqueness within the bullpen, and you kind of made the comment, you're not used to being the non-tallest guy on the team, and you're kind of in the middle, if not maybe on the shorter side of this group. But so much uniqueness, I think, in terms of style. What do you guys pull from each other just in terms of how you guys approach hitters?
I think we share a lot in terms of giving grips what we're feeling, something sore, like bugging us a little bit, something you can talk through as bullpen. And a lot of times I think we figure stuff out like we did amongst ourselves in the bullpen. So it's been a very good group, and I think we had some good leaders within that group.
Well, it seems like it. I mean, you got a 10-game scoreless streak. Fidelio, Brady Hill both had 11-game scoreless streaks. Is that something you guys are just feeding off each other?
Yeah, I think kind of knowing our position and what we're asked to do coming into the game, I think it's just about throwing zeros and trying to stack as many of them as you can, and hopefully it just kind of keeps on going.
Well, it has been. 11 saves in the first half, already got your 12th to lead all of minor league baseball. Does that feel surreal at all, or is the work just carry you forward day to day?
I didn't really know that. But, no, thank you. That's pretty cool.
So we're not worried about stats or anything like that.
No,
well,
I'm just trying to throw a zero when Monday gets called.
Well, we'll be looking forward to that. Nathan Blasick, thank you so much for your time. It's Grizzlies closer Nathan Blasick. We'll be right back with more In the Den right after this. So the Fresno Grizzlies are on the road to wrap up the first half. He winds in deals, and that's a high fastball, 97, right by Cabeza. But now his first pitch. Fastball is tattooed into right center. This is a long run. The center fielder, Josefa, can't get there, and it bounces off of the wall. Hinderleiter will break up the no-hitter with 2 outs in the 7th. 2-2 pitch. And Lord delivers. Swing and a miss. Good pitch by Lord, down and away. A good story for the Grizzlies as Luke Taggart coming back from the IL, just activated today. Fastball here freezes De Leon, caught looking at 95 right at the knees. Turns and throws to first and gets the out. And Luke Taggart has a clean return to the mound here in Visalia. Taggart retires all 3 hitters he faces. This one is final. Visalia shuts out Fresno 4-0. The Fresno Grizzlies are back at it against the Visalia Rawhide for Game 2 of this 6-game series. Everett Catlett takes to the mound for his 8th start this year. Fellow's first pitch is tattooed deep into right field. Back goes De La Cruz. This ball is off of the berm. It is gone. Straight away right field into the Grizzlies bullpen. The first homer of the year for Kevin Fitzer is an opposite field blast. And the Grizzlies take a 3-0 lead. Swing and a miss. Catlett
uses the slider. It's his 9th strikeout of the game, a new pro high for him. Visalia got all 3 of its runs in the 4th. Espinal charges one deep left field. This ball's way back there. Palakaye! First professional home run for Alan Espinal. And the Grizzlies open it to a 7-3 lead. 3-2 pitch. Brown delivers, and it's a slider cut on and missed. Strike 3, and that is the ball game. Grizzlies, who were up by 4 runs 2 separate times, fall by the final score of 8-7. The first half concludes tonight, and the Fresno Grizzlies are in Visalia taking on the Rawhide at Valley Strong Ballpark. The first pitch to Hotvey is slammed into left center field for a base hit, a sinking line drive, and Hotvey aboard. A 250 hitter wastes no time. And 0-2 pitch, and this is grounded to the right side and through past the dive of Nin and into right field. Right through the right side, and it's back-to-back hits for the Grizzlies against Adonis Perez. The 2-1 pitch, and Collage drives it into right center field. De La Cruz back. De La Cruz still going back at the wall. This falls off the top of the wall and will get back into play. Hidalgo had to wait. Everybody had to wait. And the Grizzlies will have a very long single. One pitch is shot through the right side. That'll get down and into right field. Everybody up 90 feet. 4 straight singles start the game, and the Grizzlies have a 1-0 lead. Perez winds in, deals 0-1 pitch, and Bernard charges it the other way, deep to left field. Youngblood looking up, watching it go! Palakaye! Opposite field home run for Derek Bernard, his first home run. And the Grizzlies have a 5-0 lead in the 3rd. From Perez, and Wright hammers it deep left field. This ball is driven, and it is gone! 3rd homer of the year for Blake Wright. His 5th career home run, and they've all come against Visalia. For Felix Tena, he hammers the first pitch deep into left field. Youngblood back. Youngblood at the wall looking up, and it is gone. Palakaye, Felix Tena off of the scoreboard in left center field. Ground ball to short. Clifford behind the bag at second. Fields and throws, and that will do it. Grizzlies take the final game of the first half by the score of 16-6. Fresno hits 3 home runs. Second half set to begin in Visalia, and the Grizzlies take on the Rawhide on this Friday night. Much more comfortable evening here at Valley Strong Ballpark. And first pitch from Sanchez hits off of the glove of Barriga to the backstop. Fitzer coming in, they'll score. Ball went right over the glove of Alberto Barriga, and he did not even corral it behind the plate. Ryan Mena working under duress with 2 on, and a pickoff play put on. Hotvey got him, tags him out. De La Cruz out at second. Ulloa's 1-2 pitch. Slider, fanned at, strike 3. Ulloa comes in and gets a couple of strikeouts. He came on with 2 on and nobody out. Taggart winds in, deals, and this is served to short right at Nolan Clifford. Soft liner, Clifford reaches down to his knees to make the catch, and in the inning. 3 up, 3 down. Luke Taggart cuts through the Visalia order. The 0-2 pitch. Brown deals, and it's served into center field, a base hit. Kalaz being waved around. Josefa charging. His throw to the plate is offline. Tena drives it in, and the Grizzlies take a 2-1 lead in the 9th. 2-2 pitch. Blasick, slider, cut on and miss, strike 3. It's a glorious Friday night. The Grizzlies are victorious in Visalia, and they are 1-0 to start the second half. Here at Valley Strong Ballpark in Visalia, conditions windy and cool, 79 degrees at first pitch tonight. As Paredes winds in, deals a first pitch lined to short, and it's off of the glove of Rodriguez, who is ranging to his left and leaping out into left center field. That ball down for a hit, and Blake Wright's torment of the Rawhide continues. Jamison winds in, deals 3-1 pitch, and De La Cruz to third, diving stop by Hidalgo to his left, pops up, throws, dug out by Fitzer for the out. 1-1 pitch. Paredes delivers, and Wright grounds it up the middle. This one gets by Paredes and into center field, a base hit. Wright is 2 for 2. First pitch lined up the middle, past the dive of Nin and into center field. And he has his 3rd hit of the night. Blake Wright continues to hit well, both against Visalia and in Visalia. Lead 0-2 pitch from Ulloa, and it's a slider fanned at for strike 3, and that is the inning. Ulloa ends up striking out the side. This game is final. Visalia beats Fresno 2-0. 1-0 pitch, there goes Wright, and this ball's hammered deep into left field, into the corner. It is gone! Second homer of the season for Kevin Fitzer. Gives the Grizzlies a 2-run lead in the second. And he chops this one to second. Hernandez backing up, flips to second for 1. Hidalgo's turn in time. Double play. 1-2, and that's a slider down and away. Swing and a miss. Chased by Benoit, and that is the inning. The lead. Noso trying to get back on track pitch count-wise, but Bernard tags it deep into right center field. High fly ball at the wall. It is gone. Palakaye. Derek Bernard's 2nd homer of the week. It is a glorious Sunday afternoon. The Grizzlies are victorious, and they're 2-1 to start the second half.
That'll do it for this week's edition of In the Den. Grizzlies are back at home against the Stockton Ports beginning on Tuesday night, tomorrow night at 6:50. Hope you'll come out to Chancey Park. So plenty of fun opportunities to come out and check out your Fresno Grizzlies. Special thanks to Jonathan Bravo and Nathan Blasick for stopping by today. Hope you'll join us next week on In the Den.